Hey special fam, welcome to our channel. I've been gone for a minute and I have a good explanation. If you're new to this channel, I'm Autism Mom. That's my son Ramsey. He's 8 years old. He'll be 9 next month. He was diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old. And on this channel, we share his journey, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you would like to be part of this channel or this family, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we have a new video out. Yep, that's part of our routine too. Alright, let's get into this video. 1 second. Ramsey, here. Go, please. Yeah, let's get back to this video. Okay, so I know I've been gone for a minute and I finally mustered up the courage today to make this video to explain to you guys why I've been gone. And let me tell you, this is not an easy video for me to make. It took months for me to sit here and make this video. I'll be going to work in a few and I felt something said make the video, so I'm making the video. The last video you've seen was a travel video, but I'm gonna take you to the spring break video. If you go back to our traveling videos, there's a video where we went to South America for spring break. There's a part 1 and a part 2. We had an amazing time in South America. We went to my country, which is Suriname, and it was nothing but amazing. I had a good time. Ramsey had a good time. Dad was there. It was just amazing. On our way back from that trip, we flew from Suriname to Aruba because that's our in-between stop because there are no straight flights. And in Aruba is where my journey started. Okay. As we were sitting in Aruba waiting on our connecting flight to Atlanta, we were at the airport. We were having a good time. It was 30 minutes to boarding time. We were sitting there at the gate. I had already informed the flight attendant that Ramsey's special need and that if we could go ahead when they board mothers and kids, because I have to get him settled once we're on the plane. So had already done that. We're just waiting for boarding. 30 minutes ago, and Ramsey broke into a meltdown. Now Ramsey has meltdowns every now and then. I'm used to that. Yeah, I wasn't ready for this one. I was not ready. So as we're sitting there by the gate, like we're not sitting far from the desk where the lady takes your passport and checks you and all that. We're sitting right there. Ramsey goes into this meltdown. He throws the iPad on the floor, throws the backpack on the floor, throws anything he can find on the floor. I'm like, calm down, Ramsey, holding him, you know, calm down. And then it spiraled. So Dad called at the same time. He was on FaceTime. And I'm like, Ramsey's having a meltdown. I'm trying to calm him down. And while I'm telling him that, the boy turns, grabs me by my neck, and starts to choke me. Like, choke me. And if a kid with autism is having really, Ramsey? Is having a meltdown and they're choking you. My son is almost as tall as me. I'm only 5 feet. And when you can tell when they're using all their strength, because they're literally like clenching their teeth like yeah. And he chokes like this. He'll put this arm around your neck and hold this one and squeeze and go like and you could feel the tremble in him. I could feel him trembling. I can feel him crying. I see his tears, but he would not let go, and he's choking. At that point, I'm using force, strength to get him off my neck. I finally grip him off. He comes back, full force. Grab. A lady comes from across the aisle from where the benches are. Ma'am, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you. But I didn't want anybody to jump in and hurt him. I know how to deal with them, and if they had accidentally hurt him or anything, I didn't want to put that responsibility on them. I'm like, if you can just hold my bags, because I had my backpack, his backpack, because I only travel with backpacks, because, you know, with Ramsey, you need both hands free. So she held my backpack, and I was just praying to God this lady don't run away with my backpack, but I thank her for being kind and helping me out, because I really needed it right then and there. This boy choked me, and I'm for the second time, and I'm ripping, and I'm feeling me using strength. You know, when they're little, you're like, stop. No, this was like, stop, get off my neck type of thing. And he got off. He's having a meltdown, threw himself on the ground. So the lady took his backpack and my backpack. She like, I got it. I'm sitting right here next to you. Go ahead, calm him down. Go ahead. He's having a massive meltdown, hollering, screaming. Everybody at the terminal is looking at us. I'm like, oh my God. At this point, I don't care about the people at the terminal. I need to calm this kid down. So I grab him and I walk to the right. I just hold, he's crying, screaming. I hold him, I walk to the right. Thank God the terminal next to us was completely empty. It was like 2 terminals merged together, but it was completely empty seating. And I took him there. He's crying. I'm sitting there with him. Dad is on the phone. Calm down, Ramsey. Calm down, Ramsey. I'm sitting there. Calm down. He would not calm down. I couldn't calm this child down to save my life. He's crying. Now I'm crying because I'm like, I don't know what to do kind of thing. You know, like at that point, I feel helpless. I feel alone. I feel... It's so many feelings going because your child is going through something and you can't help him. Ramsey, no. And you can't help him, and and then after 10 minutes of walking him, I'm pacing him up and down the terminal, pacing him up and down, and like after 10 minutes he finally calmed down. I took off his shirt, I started fanning him with the shirt, and then I see he calmed down, he calmed all the way down. We still had like 10 minutes to boarding, and it took me 20 minutes to calm him down. I just sat there. I took my shirt and I buried my face in the shirt because I couldn't stop crying. And as he's crying, I'm sitting at the airport. We're both going back and forth crying because I don't know how to help my child. Like, I need him to calm down. I need him to... But he calmed down, and I think that's the day that I kind of went into a depression, kind of. So we finally boarded the plane. I'm a mess. So we finally boarded the plane, and he was calm. He sat there. The lady, I asked the lady at the counter if the lady can help me with the bags, because I picked them up and my baby is not light. But I picked them up and I held them like a baby, and I walked with them in the terminal, and she took the bags and she followed us in. And the lady, the flight attendant, was really nice. She was like, yeah, she could come with you. And she walked with us. She once I got seated, she handed me the bags. I got him to calm down. He said, I put his Dora on the, I didn't do the iPad. I did, because I didn't want him to have any sound or anything. So I just did the one on the screen on the chair. And he just sat there and he calmed down. He started laughing again. He was back to normal. And I felt a little at ease. By the time the plane was completely full and boarded and we were taking off, 5 minutes after taking off, he fell asleep. And he slept until we were landing, like for 4 hours straight. And I was so grateful. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to use the restroom, and I would not get up because his head was on my lap, and I'm like, if I get up, no, his legs were on my lap, and I was so scared to get up that if I got up, it would have been, and I was so lucky that there was nobody next to me, so we had all 3 seats to ourselves, and he slept the whole flight. I did not move. I sat there like a statue, like, please God, please don't let him wake up, please God, don't let him wake up. But he did not wake up. So fast forward, we're home, and Dad was like, okay, we need to talk about this, because that behavior was not one of his normal behavior, and I feel like it's getting worse, and I don't want him to go to school and do that to a kid. I'm like, well, maybe, you know how he has those one-time behaviors, maybe it was one of those. Okay, so we go to then school started. He goes back to school. The teacher kept calling me every day. She sends a message. I don't know what's wrong with Ramsey. Ramsey's acting up. Ramsey's doing this. Ramsey's doing that. And I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to help it. My depression started getting worse. I'm an emotional eater. I started eating more just to calm myself down, gaining all this weight. And then his dad is like, he needs to go to the doctor. I'm like, well, let me try other stuff first. So I'm on YouTube, I'm on the internet, I'm on Google, I'm researching. So he like, no, call the doctor, make an appointment. And so I called the autism center, called his psychologist. She like, Ramsey needs to get on medication. And I'm like, no, I swore never to put him on medication. That's the last resort. I'm not doing that. Because to me, I've always said I would never put my son on medication. That's the last resort. And I felt like a failure as a mom that my child had to go on medication. It was like almost like a failure to me. Like I failed somewhere. I'm like, can you give me a couple of weeks? Let me figure this out, because I need some time to process this. And now mentally, I'm just totally... So I took the time, I did some research. So I came up to the CBD gummies. So I said, I'm going to start the CBD gummies. I'm going the natural route. Yeah. It worked fine on the kids that I researched, on the kids on YouTube that I looked at. It was doing miracles for them. It was sending Ramsey into demonic state. Like, my child was just plain old... I don't want to say that word. What's a different word I could use? He was worse. Ramsey, those are not my pillows. Ramsey, put my pillows back on the bed. My child got worse. Those gummies didn't help a bit. I gave him the gummies for a week. I tried it out for a week. And the teacher would call every single day. I don't know what's wrong with Ramsey. He's crying all day. He won't participate. He's throwing stuff. He's throwing himself on the floor. He's doing this. He's doing that. And every day I can faithfully look at my phone and there's a message from the teacher, and I would just break down crying. I would put Ramsey on the bus in the morning, come inside, close all the curtains, take off all the lights, and just sit in the dark and cry for hours. Just cry, because I don't know what to do. Stopped the gummies, gave him like a 2-week break. Then I found these CBD drops. I'm like, okay, let me try the drops. The drops are gonna do it. It's natural. I'm going the natural route, is the drops. It's like I was just trying to find ways to make my life hell. That's how I felt. Drops didn't do anything but the same thing the gummies did, or worse. The first day of the drops was I don't think those drops didn't make it to 3 days. Those drops made it to literally 2 days. The first day he didn't have school. I tried it. It was like a 4-day break, so I said I'm gonna try it in the break. Oh baby, no, Ramsey, no. Those drops turned my life into hell. My child was just going bonkers, just He couldn't contain himself. He just kept crying all day. Meltdowns all day. Imagine having a special needs child and that child has meltdowns all day. Like, you as a parent, you don't know if you should go left, right, or jump off a cliff. Stop the drops. I gave up. At that point, I just gave up. And I was so depressed that I couldn't find me. I couldn't find me. Then the behavior started getting worse. I have a neighbor downstairs. Paul, if you ever see this video, I apologize for my son throwing stuff on your balcony every chance he get. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. He's so fast. Like, the minute I turn my back, that's when he does something. Or if the therapist take him on the balcony to play, when the therapist doesn't know how fast he is. So one time the therapist is with him playing on the balcony, she turns her back. He took the flower pot and threw it downstairs. Now imagine the neighbor being down there and it fall on his head or his kid head, or see what I'm getting at? Then the neighbor was like, he takes sand out of the flower pot and throw it on his kid, like a whole bunch of stuff. And I really apologize. We're gonna fix that problem, but I wanted to apologize. Like, he's not doing it on purpose. I apologize. I apologize. But those series kept happening. Now I'm having trouble with my neighbors. I can't help my kid. My neighbors and I are enemies now. Like, yeah. So fast forward, I called the psychologist up. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I'm mentally drained. I feel like I'm losing my mind and I can't help my son and he's getting worse. The drop that filled the bucket was when the teacher was like, he choked some kid in the class. His dad was like, nope, he's going to the doctors right now. Because the last thing you want is for the teacher to say he can't come to school and now you have to quit your job, you have to stay home, and you have to figure it out. As you know, I'm a full-time nursing student. I work the overnight shift. I'm in nursing school full-time and I deal with Ramsey full-time. That's my life. Now you see why I spiral into depression states. But we went to see the psychologist. She's like, I'm going to put him on medication. We're gonna start with 0.25, and it's a very small dosage. The medication is called Risperidone. As she was talking, I'm just looking at her like, I can't believe my child is going on medication. Like, in my head, it's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I said I would never put her on medication. What kind of parent am I to put my child on medication? Like, I failed, I did. And she's talking and I can't retain anything because in my head, I'm such a failure. I'm a bad mom. My child is going, Ramsey, be careful. My child is going on medication. I don't know what to do. I can't help him. I can't fix him. These meltdowns are getting worse. They're getting out of hand. The choking me thing became a normal. Like, every time he had a meltdown, my neck is the first thing he came for. So she said, let's do blood work first, and we're gonna check his blood work, and then we'll get I'll order the medication at the pharmacy. I'm like, okay. So his birthday came around and we said we're not doing, his dad was like, we're not doing any international flights for now. No flying trips. Let's do something local and see how he reacts. Yeah. So we took him to Sandestin for his birthday. It was a beautiful, amazing place. It was. But Ramsey, it was so many meltdowns that I couldn't enjoy the beauty of the place. It's like at one point, Dad was like, we have to put him on medication. Like, Ramsey loves water. Ramsey loves swimming. You've seen our previous video. He loves water. He loves swimming. He will go in the pool, swim for 5 minutes, and have a complete meltdown in the pool. In the water. Ramsey that loves water. Ramsey does not have meltdowns in water. Like, you can't even take him out of the water. Oh yeah, he had to get out of the water. Had a complete meltdown in the water, full blown. Dad had to take him out. We had to leave. My best friend was there with her daughter. He tried to choke her in the car. When he had a meltdown in the car, he grabbed that 3-year-old girl by the neck. Went to the ocean, had a beautiful beach day, had a couple of meltdowns on the beach. We had to leave the beach because it was not working. The meltdowns kept coming. Like, and we're the type of parents, if we have a meltdown, wrap it up, let's go. We're not gonna sit there and let people be bothered with our son having a whole meltdown. No, we nip that in the butt and we go. And from then we were like, no, he needs to get the medication, because if he could grab that 3-year-old girl by the neck, and what's gonna happen in class? No parent wants to get a phone call from the teacher that my son grabbed them by the neck and choked them. Like, and me and Dad had to have that real talk. Like, he has to get on our medication, and I'm like, no, he's not getting on the medication. I said he would never get medication. He's not getting medication. And Dad was like, look, he choked a 3-year-old girl. He chokes you on a regular. You have to put him on medication, because if he gets older, bigger, and it get worse, he gonna choke you out. You have to put him. But it wasn't like I didn't know that he needs to go on medication. It was more like I'm in denial in here, like failure, like. So we came back to Atlanta, went to see the psychologist again. She put him on medication. The pharmacy called, the medication is ready. That's when it hit me, like it got surreal. And I'm like, I couldn't pick it up. I left the medication in the pharmacy for a week and a half, and I told his dad that it was out of stock because I didn't have the strength or the guts or to go get the medication. It would have been real. Like, it would have hit me that it was real, and it was real. The behavior kept going, the meltdowns kept coming, the choking kept coming, so I finally had to go to the pharmacy. I went to the pharmacy, I got the medication. I work in a hospital. I use syringes all the time. For some reason, I picked up the medication. The medication came, it looks like this. There we go. So the medication looks like this. It's called Risperidone. And it comes in a small bottle. So the medication came. She said give it 0.25 in the morning and 0.25 in the afternoon. The medication came with some big syringe. You can even, it started 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I had to go divide one into whatever. I went back to the pharmacy and I asked for small syringes, and the syringes look like this. These are like 0.2, 0.1, 0.2, all the way to 0, all the way to 1 ml. So ask for the small syringes. The medication is called Risperidone. So I sat and did my research on the medication. Of course, every medication has side effects. So it's the morning now. The first day I have to give the meds. I can't give the meds. My hands are shaking, my hands are trembling. I'm holding the bottle, I'm holding the syringe. I can't find 0.25 on the syringe. Mind you, this thing's at 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, like, and I still can't find 0.25. And on that blessed day, no one would answer the phone. I called my friend who's a nurse practitioner. I'm like, I need help. Like, I can't find 0.25 and I don't know how to give this medication. My hand is trembling. This is real. This is medication. Like, I have to medicate my son. I medicate patients. I can't medicate my son. Like, I need help. I need to find 0.25. Then he had another meltdown. Then I really needed to find 0.25. So I finally had the courage to draw up 0.25, and I'm standing there like, I don't know what it was that was holding me back to give it to him, but it was like I had to face reality, face myself at some point, and I gave it to him, and I sat there and I watched him like a hawk. Like, I don't know if I kept thinking he'll have a seizure or something will happen, and I sat there and watch him. I watch him for an hour straight, and I watch his behavior. I watch his. He didn't have not one meltdown for an hour. Straight back to normal, meltdown like nothing never happened. So I said, okay, this is the first day, just give it a try. That afternoon, I had to give him again. I called my girlfriend again. Nobody was answering the phone. It's like something about drawing up the medication. My hand was trembling. I couldn't get the needle to stay still. The syringe, the bottle, just everything was just, I was just sitting there like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I need help, like type of thing. Now I got over it now, obviously, but it was, oh my God. So that afternoon I gave him for a whole week. It did not help. It didn't do anything. It didn't change his behavior or anything. So I called the psychologist back up, and I'm like, this medication is not doing anything. Like, how long before it kicks in? And she was like, it should have kicked in on the first day, so we need to up it by another 0.25. So Monday morning, give him 0.5. And I'm like, oh my God. So Monday morning comes, and I draw up the 0.5 and I give it to him. And that's when I saw the change. There were no more meltdowns. Every now and then he'll have a meltdown, but it's rare. It'll be like, and not a full blown, it'll be like a little tantrum kind of. But after I upped it to 0.5, it went down. Like, it went down. But the side effects that came with it was he wants to eat. So one of the side effects of risperidone is the patient will eat a lot, gain weight. And one of the other side effects is sleep. It affects his sleep. Like, he wouldn't sleep the full night. He'll be up by 2 o'clock in the morning if he goes to bed. And I asked her, like, is this one of the side effects that the medication is giving him? And she's like, yes. So I nipped that in the butt myself. I went down to Walmart and got Kids Valley melatonin gummy, and it's 1 milligram. I don't know if you can see it. The lights are pretty bright here, so I'm gonna dim the lights again. So it looks like this. I'm sure you can see that. Kids Valley melatonin gummy from Walmart, and it's $4.99 a bottle. And this melatonin costs $4.99 from Walmart. It's non-GMO, and it's 1 milligram. Ramsey gets 3 gummies at night, and he sleeps through the night. If he does every now and then, once in a blue, he'll wake up during the night, but then I give him 1 more gummy, sometimes 2, and he'll go right back to sleep. But this has been my lifesaver, because one of the side effects of risperidone is that they don't sleep well at all. But this helps with the sleeping, and with feeding, he eats a little more. He has expanded his palates, I should say. My niece was staying with me before she went to boot camp, and I think that she's the only reason why I made it through these times, because she kept me sane. I really was losing my mind. And she likes McDonald's, and for some reason she gave him a nugget one time, and now he's hooked to nuggets and fries. So if he behaves and on road trip, if he's good, he'll get nuggets and fries, because except for home cooked food, that's the only thing he'll eat. If we're on the road stuck somewhere or we're traveling, that's the only other thing I could give him. But yeah, so No, Ramsey, we're not going to bed. But we're not going to bed. That's for bed. You're not sleepy yet. It's still early. He knows it's melatonin, trust me. He thinks it's gummy bears. Thank you. Can mommy get a hug? Good job. So that is the reason why I've been gone from YouTube. I had to get over my depressive state. I was in some deep depression. Today, for the first time, I had a feeling to make a video, and I wanted to explain what was really happening. So now Ramsey's on medication. He's on Risperidone. He's taking 0.5 in the morning, 0.5 in the evening if needed. I do not give the evening one unless he's having a bad day, which is rare. But once he gets the 0.5 in the morning, he's usually fine. And he takes melatonin to help with the sleep. Yeah. With the Risperidone medication comes freaking lab work. So every month and a half, he has to have labs done to make sure his cholesterol level is still normal. And that's how we've been handling that. After this video, I must say I feel a little better coming back making YouTube videos. So I have an exam on Wednesday. I'll see how I feel this weekend, and I'll probably make a video on how we've been doing with the quarantine, and I'll probably just call them the Quarantine Chronicles, and let you see how we're handling quarantine and what other new things we've been doing for quarantine, because quarantine is just been a blessing. Quarantine has brought us so much closer together, and I couldn't have asked for nothing better than quarantine. Yeah, but I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you guys posted on the next video. Thank you for joining us again in this video, special fam, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.